Frank Vogel has been fired from the Phoenix Suns after just one season. Sammy, I got two stats for you. One real, one fake. Are you ready to roll?
I am ready.
All right. Going into next season, Kevin Durant will be on his 7th head coach, including Steve Kerr and the Warriors, since he left. Stat number 2. Frank Vogel is the first coach to be fired 2 times since winning a championship within 5 seasons. Which one's real? Which one's fake? Fake.
Now, you know what it makes me think about is like other LeBron coaches or like people like that, because there's not that many NBA champions that get fired multiple times. Mm-hmm. But you have like, I'm trying to think who's won championships, right? Like when you look at the Bulls and Lakers, none of those coaches got fired twice. You look at like the Spurs, none of them got fired. The only ones it could be is like Ty Lue's of the world or Mike Budenholzer, but they haven't been fired from a second job. Budenholzer hasn't got a second job. So my initial guess is Frank Vogel.
Well, no, it's KD. He's going to be on his 7th head coach, including Steve Kerr, since the Warriors' day. Now, here's the thing, though. The second stat was made up by me. It could also
be true. Yeah.
It was made up by me right before recording this podcast.
Pretty sure it's true.
So it could also be true, but I made it up before this podcast.
Okay, fair.
And Sammy, that moves me right to the quiz I wanted to ask you. Including when he tore his Achilles on the Warriors, can you name every head coach Kevin Durant has had?
Well, I can. And the reason I can, C-A-N, no T there, is because if the correct one was 7 coaches, I was thinking 6 since he's been on the Nets and Suns. But the reason it was 7 on the first quiz is because of the Warriors, right? Mm-hmm. So
let's rephrase that. We'll make it easy.
No, I get it. That's fine.
But no,
he's had 7 coaches.
I know. I want to
rephrase.
I want to rephrase it just to make it simpler. Name all 6 coaches Kevin Durant's had since joining the Nets and Suns.
Okay, so we're not including Steve Kerr now.
Nah, just don't include him.
Okay, it's easy for me, but we're gonna go Kenny Atkinson.
Yeah, well,
Steve Nash.
Correct.
Oh, I was like, that's a little too slow for me. Jock Vaughn. I'm just going to start saying them. Jock Vaughn.
Jock Vaughn was one of his coaches.
Monty Williams.
Correct.
And Frank Vogel. And now a 6th coach is going to come, which is probably going to be Mike Budenholzer is my guess. And there's going to be no upgrade to Frank Vogel. Just an FYI.
Yep. And what's crazy about all that is KD was the one who said with Kyrie, I don't need a coach. You sure do?
Yep. And you need a coach because apparently whatever's happened is not working. Another first-round sweep.
Absolutely. And, Sammy, you told me off air that LeBron is known as the coach killer. And that takes me right to my opinion. Kevin Durant sometimes doesn't get enough flack for being an actual coach killer. And I don't know if he's a coach killer, but he doesn't get criticized enough for how many head coaches he's ran through.
For me, I'm going to rephrase it in a weird way because I think there's a big difference between LeBron James and Kevin Durant. I think LeBron James tells the front office, tells people, I don't want him to be the coach next year. I think Kevin Durant is a very relaxed, he just wants to hoop type of guy. I don't think he goes to front offices and is like, fire Frank Vogel.
Yep.
What I think it is, I think front offices that have Kevin Durant year in and year out are expecting too much from Kevin Durant. Because all these teams, I'll tell you something about every single 5 coaches we named, the organization thought they brought in that coach with Kevin Durant and whoever else is around Kevin Durant because they were going to win the championship. And year in and year out, that's been proven otherwise. I mean, even LeBron James and the Lakers went to the conference finals last year. Like 40-year-old LeBron James, 39-year-old LeBron James went to the conference finals last year. Kevin Durant's struggling to get out of the first round. So I think organizations are expecting too much, and Durant's not finding whatever we thought he was going to find as a scorer, as an organization to win another championship. And front offices are just too quick to say, okay, it doesn't work, we got to find another one. Like, Durant can't be the problem.
Absolutely. I agree. I agree with everything you said there. He's, I feel like when you get Kevin Durant on your team, he's that talented, he's that good. But let's not forget, like, he's at that age. Michael Jordan never won a championship past this age. I think maybe they're expecting too much from Kevin Durant. Like, it might be over the times where Kevin Durant is going to win championships as the number one overall option on a team. That time might be over.
Also, why he might not be the number one on the team, which is fine. Like, Devin Booker's 27 years old. So at the end of the day, though, once again, whether he's the number one or not, I still think organizations are expecting too much from Kevin Durant. Because I'll tell you something about Kevin Durant.
Is that your opinion?
What?
That the organizations are expecting too much from Kevin Durant?
I mean, sure. Yeah, I mean, like, that's not necessarily my opinion on this, but I do think that they are expecting too much out of Kevin Durant because the Nets expected too much out of him. Now Kyrie's successful elsewhere with somebody else. He's made it past the first round at least with Luka, and there's no drama. There's no coach getting fired. There's no tension in the locker rooms. There's no trading James Harden and trading this guy. You see that the Warriors won an NBA championship since you left. You see other guys that move around often, like a LeBron James moved around multiple times. He's won championship in all of them. You've seen that Devin Booker went to the finals with Chris Paul before you were here. Everywhere he ends up going, it ends up ending in a little bit of disappointment. And it ended up in disappointment in Oklahoma City, too.
Everywhere he's gone, he's left a stink trail at the end of it. It kind of sucks. And
he's not like it's what was his, who was it said this, like it's like when Paul Pierce was doing his retirement tour and like somebody was like, you're not loved in this city, you're not loved in that city. Like Durant, like, it's kind of like that guy. It's like you're not even loved in Golden State or in OKC or in Brooklyn or in Phoenix. Like,
yeah, he's more of a God, you just feel like he's a nomad, right? Like, he just kind of goes place to place. At the end of his career, like when you look back now at the end of Kevin Durant's career, I don't know if he's going to finish his career on the Suns, is he going to finish his career somewhere else? But what do you see? Really, what do you see? Do you say like when you say Kobe Bryant, you see a Lakers jersey. LeBron James, you see still a Cavaliers jersey probably. He's from Cleveland. Like that's like his like big thing. Who is Kevin Durant identify with?
Kevin Durant's the guy who joined the 73-9 Warriors to win 2 championships and leave.
Yeah. And that's like, and I feel like he's just too talented for that to be his legacy.
Correct. And he's the guy that helped Steph Curry also win 2 more. I don't know if Steph Curry would have 4 championships if it wasn't for Kevin Durant. Yeah. So he does have a huge role in the history of basketball. So it's weird because he doesn't have like his own spot for himself, but he also has a huge... He's obviously way better than like Robert Horry, right? Like 10 times.
Do you think? You know, I just came up with something here.
Okay, I finished that statement.
Yeah, just finish that sentence.
He's like 10 times better than Robert Horry, right? But like Robert Horry completely altered the history of basketball. Like every game-winning shot and everywhere he's gone, he's hit these things that have changed who's been NBA champions. Kevin Durant altered the history of the NBA a lot. He made sure Steph Curry won 4 championships. He was a part of LeBron not winning as many by joining the Warriors. A lot of different things, but he's still not like somebody that has a home base or like a loved fan base.
And that takes me to my theory, because talking about home, Sammy, was a nice little segue there. It could be very well possible that Kevin Durant came into the NBA, saw his team, the Seattle Supersonics, move to Oklahoma City, and saw there was no loyalty even with a franchises to the city. Like they moved that team from the city to Oklahoma. And at that point in his career, and it always stuck with him, was like, there's no loyalty here in the NBA. And that possibly could have altered the whole entire point of his career. I actually think in a weird way, if the Sonics stayed in Seattle, Kevin Durant might have never left the Seattle Supersonics.
We don't know what would happen.
We don't. But I
mean, LeBron James left the Cavs. I can't. No, I don't think that theory means anything. I appreciate the attempt, but every player in the NBA, literally, anybody that gets interviewed says there's no loyalty in the NBA. So
yeah, but
Klay Thompson might get shipped out of the Warriors.
That's also true.
So I just it's at the end of the day, it's a job. So there's no loyalty. Yeah. But he also he picked. I know he won 2 NBA championships and 2 Finals MVPs. I still to this day think what he did for his career was not right. If he won one championship in OKC or one in Phoenix or Brooklyn, anywhere but Golden State, he'd be like the Giannis going and winning a championship, not like, oh, look at Giannis joined the coattails of somebody.
Right.
It makes a huge difference.
No, fair enough.
My quick statement, 10 seconds, is that...
Tell me.
I saw a tweet, and I had to mention it.
Yes.
And it's that Frank Vogel has gotten fired twice because his front office decided that these two would fix them. And it's a picture of Bradley Beal and Russell Westbrook in D.C. together. And Frank Vogel has gotten fired twice because his front office has decided that these two would fix them. And I kind of felt that. Honestly, the Lakers made a mistake when they brought in Westbrook, and I think the Suns would have been better off having a lot of depth than having Bradley Beal join Kevin Durant and
totally
Devin Booker. And I think Frank Vogel's kind of gotten a little bit screwed over the front office making decisions to try to build super teams that aren't very super.
Fair enough, man. Yeah, we're chasing a piece of a pass of Bradley Beal and Russell Westbrook.
Pretty much.
All right. Well, thank you for watching this. My name is George on Tap, and this is part of the Sports on Tap network. This channel is Hoops on Tap. All our links are in the description below, including my personal channel, Sammy's personal channel, our football channel, and anything we might do, including our Seattle channel. As you see, I have a Sonics jersey behind me. So thank you for watching. As I said, I'm the big brother. My name is George on Tap. With me, as always, is my little brother, Sammy. And Sammy, you know what I like to say?
Thanks for stopping by.